tell you. Today, I'm really, really grateful that you have been here with me and we can share our magic and our energy, because you are the person I know and meet here in Canada who inspire me all the time. And my new project is something I have been working long time behind the scene, is interview females who inspire me and who fill my soul with color and with happiness. And I am really honored that I start my first interview in this way.
I agree with you there, Yannis, because when you connect with people who are like-minded, like have the same kind of it's like this creative energy, which is very magical. Creative energy it is magic, it comes from the soul and from the heart and the mind. It's all connected, and it's when you've connected with people, it's poof, it's good. It's good.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Well, amazing artist, an amazing friend, Joyce Aldrich. I would like to clap my hands.
Mille gracias. Thank you for doing your beautiful project. That's a nice idea.
And since there, we met in the 3S Cafe. I always love to say that.
Amazing place. That's magic.
Exactly. It's at my favorite place in my neighborhood. Yeah. And I would like the people know what we talk about. If it's some people then connect and hear our conversation, of course. And when I met Joyce there, it was click. We start with a song. We singing a song and Capullito de Aleli.
That's right. Lindo capullo di alali. Quieras mi dolor, corresponderas a mi amor, y calmaras mi sufrir. Okay, I love.
My God!
It took me so long to learn that song, and I never did get to sing it with the band.
Oh, well, one day you will.
Posibilidad.
You do very.
Depende.
Quizás. And that's one of the things today I would like to talk with you, because our lives our friendships start with singing, because we talk about Cuba. And if you want to know more about this conversation, Joyce do a beautiful interview. It's in her channel and YouTube channel. It was my first conversation in the radio in English. And I am so grateful forever. And I invite everybody to go and listen that conversation.
It was a blizzard, and you came out a Cuban in a blizzard. This is a big thing.
Wow.
It's a big deal.
I was really connect with you. And I say, I have to go. I have to go. Even it was a very bad day. Yeah.
Bad day.
And I had to go with my daughter, my little girl. And it was a hard, but then when I took all my garments and clothes, it was like, oh, I am here with you. I feel, you make me feel welcome, bienvenida. One of my points to start today, this rendezvous or encuentro, because it's not interview, it's conversation.
And that's the best way, Yannis, because when you start asking all the questions, you lose the person sometimes, and you don't know what they want. And I don't know. I always preferred a conversation on radio. It's kind of Larry King used to do that, the great Larry King who just passed. He used to just have conversations with people. I think that's the best thing,
I agree with you. Totally agree.
Be real. Be real.
I really, yes, actually.
I think what's happened with this pandemic is that it's for the creative types, especially, and for people in business, a lot of people, it's made us more creative. And they're thinking of outside the box. And looking at all the marvelous technology we have nowadays. We're not using everything that we could be using. Now people are doing a lot more. My producer, Chris Birkett, just produced a song for himself. Precious Moments is coming out soon. And he did everything online. Bill King on piano. I forget who else he had, but he had 3 other musicians working with him, all online.
Yeah, and this is one the thing I want to talk with you today. Yes,
And you'll edit this and you'll put it all together and
exactly.
boom, bye, you got no.
Exactly. And one of my research, I discovered you have a new song, a new album, and that's
Oh yes.
I will like we start to dip in and what in your creation because today is your day. No,
Hey Google, play Where I Met My Love in the Dark by Joyce Aldrich.
Where I Met My Love in the Dark by Joyce Aldrich. Sure. Playing on YouTube Music.
There you go. So I'll just have it playing in the back there.
oh my God, that's
Anyway, the
beautiful.
accordion and everything. But you know what? This was amazing because it was 12 o'clock at night and I was having some not like a heartache. And I was thinking about somebody and but 2 o'clock in the morning, I had this song written. And I sent Chris the WAV file and he took the bones of my song and
You
he
had amazing voice. I
oh
love
thank
it.
you. But what he did, which was so amazing, was he did the whole arrangement and composition. He did all the instrumentations because Chris is a multi-instrumentalist and a Grammy Award producer and Juno Award and all kinds of awards for his work over the years. He produced. Oh, and he's amazing. And so, wait just a second. Hey Google, stop.
Chris Birkett, no? Birkett. Chris Birkett?
Chris Birkett, Birkett,
Right.
and he did the Pogues, Copperhead Road, Sinead O'Connor's "Nothing Compares to You," Mel Brooks, the Hitler. Chris is putting all the layers of music on, and it's not all digitized music. He plays the guitar, he plays the bass, he plays the drums.
Oh, yes.
He in the last song, there's a rain stick in there. Did you hear the rain stick? There's a rain stick in there, which feels like the leaves falling in the park. It's brilliant, what he does. He's completely amazing. So anyway,
I'm so glad
it has all kinds of instruments and they're all done by Chris. Of course, there is a synthetic a synth accordion in it, but how he did it was he played both hands, on the keyboard, and he played it like an accordion would play. So it's so authentic, and I enjoyed doing that song a lot. And I did submit it for a Juno, but for Producer of the Year mostly, yeah.
It's a beautiful song. I having heard like more than 7 times, and
wow.
Yeah, and you too.
You all those
Spotify. Yeah, and Spotify. Your energy, and so that's
my whole heart was in it. I can tell you that, and it was sort of a one take,
Wow.
It was all my feelings in that. And often the first recording that you do of a song, the first take is usually the one you use. You can try all kinds of them after, but you lose the feeling after that.
Exactly.
I've lost that love and feeling, you lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah, careful.
Yeah, no, we can, you can feel that. It was like in the moment, and you can catch that energy. I love music, That's one of my.
You're Cuban. If you don't like music, not that all Cubans like, but it's a music and food culture. It's such it's rich, beautiful, and science. There's the best doctors. You have the best researchers down there. You're making a difference, and you're making a difference for me today because being able to express myself, like artists don't get that chance very often, and to talk about their art, to talk about what they're doing with the music, and same with you. That's why I was so happy to have you on my program because it's another avenue, for creativity.
I really think we need more space for share, to talk, to building the community. It's not only about sell or stuff or have a market.
Okay. So my mom came to Toronto when we were 14. We moved here from Hull, Quebec, because this is where the opportunities were for her. So she ended up with a lot of different gigs and things like that. She ended up at the Ye Old Brunswick House, which is a landmark in Toronto. Still a landmark, and the building is still there. It's historical, but it's now a Rexall drugstore because the people, the locals, didn't want to have a patio there. So that was not good. That was not good at all. So sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That was.
I should turn that off. Anyway, she did end up at the Brunswick House for 27 years, from 1975 to 2002, which is a huge house for 27 years, from 1975 to 2002, which is a huge long gig for people. So was the singer MC down in Pickle Alley, they called it. And actually, if you go to the Brunswick House today, you will see a brass plaque on the Brunswick, and my mother's name is on there, Rockin' Irene.
Wow.
And she is part of historical Toronto.
Wow.
It's just kind of hysterical.
I had to go there. Yeah. No, I just asked you because one day I remember you say your voice come from that, but yeah, I would like to know.
Yeah, my mom.
I asked you.
She was a wonderful singer and everything, and yeah, I'm saying something about her because when she passed away in 2015, she's not around. She didn't get to see the plaque, and thank God she didn't get to see the Brunswick became a Rexall drugstore, because that I had tears in my eyes. I couldn't believe it. It was horrible thing to do to a beautiful. It was okay. The students went there. It was
a historical place. Yeah.
You know what? If you go on YouTube on my channel, Joyce Aldrich on YouTube, just Joyce Aldrich, you'll see I digitized her performances from the Brunswick House, live performances, amazing.
Wow, I will keep in mind, and also
hear that. Yeah, she was quite an entertainer.
Yeah, it's good to remember and to also honor or tell me, Joyce. I know you have a beautiful plan with this beautiful song. We will repeat the name again. When I met
Where I Met My Love in the Dark.
My Love in the Dark.
What a title, eh?
What a title, yes. It does make me scary.
Where I Met My Love in the Dark.
I love it. I really love the title. It's like but I imagine something policiac or something mysterious can happen there.
I don't want to get banned or anything. Oh, well, she's like, she's not afraid of me somewhere in a park. It wasn't like that, but
All right. So tell me about what plans you have with this album, because it's an album now.
It's a single, and actually the reason it's a single, I talked to my producer Chris Birkett, and he said it's much better nowadays to release a single rather than an entire album. Number one, cost effective. But when you release an entire album, some of the songs can get lost, or you may put things on there that are B side rather than A side. And it's nice. You get a feeling and a whole theme, but it's good to do single. And I'm working on another single, and I'm going to be releasing a second single, and I'll tell you right now, you're the first one. It's called Looking Oh So Cool, it's called. And it's going to be kind of a blues, jazz, rock sound to it. With this, Where I Met My Love in the Dark, it's got the French Parisian, muy triste, triste. Yeah, it's got that, I don't know what, it's got the, but this one's it's going to be more rock, jazz, blues. So,
I really love jazz, and you have that voice.
Like I want this one to be a little bit rock, but Chris said, I hear swing in this. I said, okay, I don't want any swing, no swing, no swing. I don't want to be there, I'm trying to break away a little bit, but unfortunately the voice, is the voice. And, I don't want to change what comes out of here, but it kind of lends itself to pop, jazz, blues. So if I do a bluesy rock, like a Steely Dan
Mm.
I think I'll be okay. Yeah.
We will
I
go.
love
Good.
that. I love
I
Nicaragua.
I can't wait to hear that. I can't wait. Thank you for
So cool. Well, it's another one of those songs about, but it's. I think it's got a lesson or
when you
something.
keep doing right a
Well,
lot.
like I said, I just pulled together another wave file and sent it to Chris Birkett, and he's marvelous. And that's the thing. During COVID, don't be afraid to make music. You can do it. And Chris Birkett's. I'm being a plug for Chris Birkett. He is an amazing producer. He can do anything. Well, I shouldn't say anything. He's very good. So what I do is I record my voice here. I have my Shure mic, and I have, I just use Audacity, but it's a great recording. I have my computer, and then I send him the WAV file, and then what he does, because he's a multi instrumentalist, and right now I can't afford. I'm going to be honest. I cannot bring in all the musicians I would like to do, because that would be the case. I would be spending.
Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, I do. That's another thing, and God bless my mom.
No, you do, and I saw
She's a good artist too, but I sort of put art on the back burner because I went to so many different schools, and I was 17 places by the time I was 17 years old. Not schools, but about 10 schools. And I never got to really entrench myself into anyone, just one. So I ended up taking fine art studio at York University when I was 27 years old.
Wow.
So that would be called a mature student, right? But I went, and I went for a year and a half, and I did very well in studio art, and I loved it. And I thought, wow, this is good. But again, I did some artwork for a while, on and off. I had a show once, an exhibit at the Tannery Mall up in Newmarket, because I was living in Bradford at that time. I was also doing other things, raising my family, and I worked for a newspaper. I worked
being a mother. That's very hard.
Bradford Gazette. I worked for the York Region York Region News, and I was writing articles and covering council, and then I had a store, and then I had when you're creative, or when you have to do things, you do so many things, and sometimes you don't focus.
Yeah,
So
I know that.
but it's okay. It's okay. You can't do it all, but you just
all our background, all the daily job we do as being an artist, but has to work and has to raise family. All that can maybe one day turning a story, turning son of
exactly.
all that
Nothing
feeling.
is wasted.
Exactly.
Nothing you do.
You can pay use all
enough space and time on our own, I think, with this COVID
Oh my
thing.
God, yes.
But I started painting. Like I do usually creative expressionist work. So it's like well, here I got
Yes,
one.
please show me. Not show me. I said you show me.
No, this is what I usually do. This kind of thing. Can you see?
Yes.
This kind of thing. So this is my creative expressionist work, which is nice. But then I decided to do a little portrait of my grandchild, but it wasn't really didn't look. It was kind of creative expressionist and weird. And I said, okay, well, and it was really cool. It was cool. And I was walking along Eglinton, our favorite, past our favorite spot there, 3SK. And I ducked into Marty's smoke shop, because I like to, I just say hi to Marty, how's your health? How are you doing? And he looked at my face and said, can you paint my portrait? You did that? I said, yeah. I said, can you paint my portrait? I said, Marty, I'm not a portrait painter.
Yeah.
I said, your painting is hanging in his shop. And then I did the portraits for Hanan and Aharona. They're in SK. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then people started asking me for portraits. I'm the nation of Van Gogh and Dali. So,
Dali.
they're pretty.
No, they're beautiful, Joyce. No
Yeah.
weird.
Well, I have to just say, and I know you want to talk about me, and that's lovely, and I'm a Leo, and I have my own spotlight on me, but you also had something hanging in 3SK that I absolutely couldn't get over it. Yannis, you're a beautiful photographer. You have an amazing eye. You have patience. You have the patience of Job, because that beautiful portrait you did, I say a portrait, the picture you took of the owl sitting in the knot of the tree looking out. And how long did you wait for that photo? You're like a National Geographic artist.
It was a long, long, yes.
Like what, 2 days or something?
Yeah, many times there because I knew it. That's one tree I really love in the here on the neighbor because every time in that tree I find so many stuff inside. It's like squirrels, birds, and I keep doing that pictures every year for 1 year, almost every day at the same time till I the owl. Yeah, it's
it's an amazing photograph because you don't see the owl right away. You see the tree, you see the knot, the hole, and then you go, oh my gosh, there's an owl looking out of there. And it's like going zoom, zoom, zoom. It's just like it's amazing.
Well, it was thank you. You were so kind.
Mutual admiration.
Focus on what I want and then throw out
the
idea because I am so passionate and I have my mouth. It's very hard to keep my mouth shut sometimes, and I say all the stuff I have. And some people they are like vampires, waiting for take your ideas, take your blood.
You know what? You're very
away.
You gotta be. It's true. You have to be careful. Pardon me. It's very true because I've learned late in life to hold back because you get so excited and you think everybody's as innocent in you and they're going to just love everything you do and they're going to want to be you support you and you'll support them too because people like us, we get excited about other people. Wow, you're doing that. Hey, that's wonderful. We're not the jalousie, we're not jealous people. But there are people out there who unfortunately they will take an idea, they will use an idea, or they will put bad vibes around you. I'm a big believer in the evil eye, and it does happen. People put a they may be smiling in your face, and in the back of their minds, that's so nice you're doing that, and you're putting your music out, and you're getting this out, and in the back of their minds are going, oh my gosh, what about me? And there have been times I felt like that. I felt like that about some people when they were like, I have to say, not jealous, but thinking, how is
They're not happy with
that person got to this place and I didn't? But you know what? I have a spiritual side that I've always nurtured, and we all have a reason for this, and there's a time for everything. There's divine timing. And it may not be your time, and it may not be a person's time in this lifetime. It may be for another time. And what we're supposed to be doing is nurturing others in this lifetime, and still being creative, and maybe not getting to the top. Or where if everyone was at the top, that would be like
no balance.
Exactly, and it's all about balance, and it's about understanding where we are and being happy where we are and doing the best. My dad had 3 things he used to say to me. 1, be independent. 2, take one day at a time. And the 3rd thing was, no matter what you're doing, where you are in life, do the very best job you can, whether you're the CEO of a country or company, or whether you're sweeping a floor. It doesn't matter what you do your best. That's all we can do. Wow. And if we're noticed, if we're recognized, great. And if we're not, okay.
It's true. I grew up with that Zen, with the Zen energy. My grandparents always say to me, you have to keep working very hard and do your best. That's my favorite word, connecting and also help, because I share that with my audience or my followers or friends or whatever.
Yes,
But
yes.
they will follow you and they will hear you and they will be into and know more about you, and I think that's help a little bit to keep going our dreams. No, never give up our dream. That's my
Don't
favorite.
give up. Don't give up.
No, that's
It's
my
never too
favorite.
late. I'm 65 and I'm still just starting out. I always see that. I'm just starting. I'm just starting. I'm
Exactly.
18. I'm still going.
Exactly. Never too late to keep.
Never too late. Don't give up.
Exactly.
Never.
Thank you, dear.
A
Never.
big hug. Besitos y
Besos,
abrazos.
besos, abrazos y todo el cariño del mundo para ti. Gracias.
Ya está.
Nos vemos pronto, ¿sí?
Oh, sí, la verdad. Sí. Ok.
Gracias.
Buenas noches.
Lindo capullito de Leli.
Capullo di alali. Si supieras tu dolor, correspondieras a mi amor y calmaras mi sufrir, porque tú sabes que sin ti la vida es nada para mí, porque tú sabes, capujito de alali.
You are the best. Thank you.
Okay, you keep going.
Take care.
Keep
Take
doing
care,
that.
dear. Take care,
All
dear.
right.
Bye.
Come on.
Bye. Bye.